Okay, YouTubers, welcome back to part 2 of random failures. Okay, let's get airborne. Let's get ourselves up and away. And again, we've got the program set to do random system failures. Airspeed, 1 stage of, and we're up. Looking for 200 feet. The flap retraction, we've got full power. There's 200 feet, flaps away. Continue the climb, we've got 70 knots there. We'll climb at 70. Everything's looking good so far. Temperatures, pressures, vacuum amps, all good, feels good. Fuel is on both. Sunny Scotland. Okay, 1,000 feet. We will pick up a bit of speed now, level off. Head towards the Battle of Culloden, I think, is over there somewhere. On the nose. Let's bring the power back. Give it 2200, there we are. Let's trim that in. There we go, we can hands free, hands are off the controls now, we're nicely trimmed in. Raising, climbing slightly. There we go. Okay, bit of a look around. So we've got random failures programmed and we're just waiting for something to fail. So we've got check our magnetic compass is on south, we're more or less heading south, that's good. Slight climb going, that's okay. Let's look for the Battle of Culloden. It's right on the nose there. There's the Nairn Viaduct. Look. So doing a bit of VFR flying, we're sort of straying away from the airfield. A normal sort of altitude for these sort of flights would be, I don't know, 2,500 feet. Trundling around 3,000 feet maybe. It's unlikely you'd be going higher than that unless you had terrain to clear. But standard VFR flying is usually done between 2,000 and 3,000 feet, depending on airspace restrictions. So today we've come to the Battle of Culloden Visitor Centre, which is just down there. There's a load of graves down there from the battle itself. That's exactly where it was fought all those years ago, and it's a magnet for tourists from all over the world to come and see. Okay, everything's looking normal so far. I'm looking for things that can fail. I'll move that because that's distracting. So here I'm doing my flying thing. Oh yes, look. So you can't land in that field because it's full of graves and bumps and lumps and everything. So if you had a situation where you had to put your aircraft down in a field, you'd want to know which is the flattest field around, the best looking one, and it might not be that good when you get down there. So there we are. There are thousands of different failures that this aircraft can hit you with, and the more you practice the better, I think so anyway, because you never know what's going to fail. Okay, so there we are, we're right above the monument for the Battle of Culloden overhead, and we're going to follow the River Nerne, which is just below us here, off to the right slightly, and we'll follow it under the Nerne Viaduct down towards Nerne, where the river empties out into the sea at Nernimouth. I'm joking. I don't think it's called that at all. Okay, temperatures, pressures looking good, vacuum's good, amps are good, fuel flow's good. Everything seems to be functioning fine. Altitude 2,400. Don't really want to go any higher than that because we're going to lose visibility if we finish up in clouds. So that's great, we'll just follow the viaduct. This is why we don't do low flying really in civilian world, because we're not avoiding radar. And if you have a failure of some description, you know, altitude is your friend. Altitude gives you time to deal with it, if you can deal with it. So we're trundling along, we are navigating the aircraft down towards Nerne, we are looking for other aircraft around, and we're scanning our instruments to make sure everything seems to be functioning properly. 3030, yeah, we're in the green. Monitoring our engine temperatures and pressures, that's an important one. Fuel's on both, all good. There's our airport, it's over there, look, it's Inverness. So if anything's failed, we haven't noticed it yet. As a pilot, you've always got to be paranoid that something's going to fail. And obviously the priority is to get your aeroplane and your passengers down safely without hurting anyone on the ground, damaging anything. Okay, so we are south of Beam Inverness Airport, and we're heading off towards Nerne. And there's no wind at the moment. We get an update on the wind because it's very important that we know what the wind's doing. I'm just going to quickly flick into there. 300, 3 knots. So there's very little wind. What wind there is behind me at 3 knots. Scanning our temperatures, pressures, vacuum amps. Everything seems to be functioning fine. Oh, that's odd, I'm starting to go black in one eye. Suspect carbon monoxide problem. Okay, let's open the window. Come on. That door open. That'll give me some oxygen. We normally have a carbon monoxide strip, and because I'm not out of air at this altitude, I'm definitely blacking out in one eye, which is not good. Don't have a monoxide thing, do I? So ventilation is all important. We've got air vents and things up here. Don't think they're active. Normally these windows are active, but no, not in this case. So I'm going to get the aeroplane down, because if we're giving off carbon monoxide, that could cause us to pass out. I'm looking at temperatures, pressures, amps, vacuum, everything's looking good. But for some reason I'm starting to lose consciousness. I'm not seeing a monoxide detector. They're usually a little indicator with a circular bit in the middle, which goes, if it turns black, you're picking up carbon monoxide. Okay. So we can radio Inverness, tell them what we're doing. I'm gonna head out the window, breathing deep, taking some deep breaths of air, because that's obviously what I need if I'm in a carbon monoxide environment. Now we've got 3 knots of westerly wind, so we're going to put the aeroplane down and we're going to get it checked out. So obviously we're getting too much carbon monoxide, which is not good. That's my initial thoughts on the matter. What do you think is occurring? So I'm going blacker and blacker in the left eye in the VR headset. So I am starting to black out. So it's quite important to get this kite down quite quickly. So I'm S-ing off the altitude. We're down to 1,000 feet already. I think one orbit to the right should do that. Should put us pretty much where we need to be. Throttle is closed. Inverness 172 emergency landing. Suspected monoxide poisoning in the cockpit. Request immediate landing, and they just say yes, of course, not a problem. We're going quite fast, but that's okay. We can side slip now that the flaps are up. Oh, starting to black out in the left eye, right eye. A bit of a flicker there. Okay, so we're going too fast for flaps. Time is of the essence here. We really need to get down while we're still conscious. So we're coming in a bit fast. Not a problem. Side slipping is an excellent way to reduce altitude without gaining speed. Okay, let's put the wheels on the ground now. There we go. On the brakes. Now you can put flaps down. I've seen it in the book where you don't put flaps down because you know you'll probably stop faster, but I don't know, flaps will give you a bit of drag. It's up to the pilot on the day, isn't it, really? Whatever you think, but I'm definitely blacking out in the left eye there. Got the door open. If I had a passenger over there, I would have told him to open his bloody door as well, or windows at least. Get fresh air circulating, because we don't want to black out. I'd forgotten all about carbon monoxide detectors. There doesn't seem to be one in this aircraft. Okay. So, but anyway, if you've got carbon monoxide in the cockpit, that's really bad. You need to ventilate and get the aircraft on the ground as quickly as possible. We don't have any engine problems by the looks of things, engine pressures. Everything seems normal, feels good. We were not at high altitude. You know, if you're at high altitude you can suffer from hypoxia, which is oxygen starvation, but that's, you don't even come there anywhere near that until you get to at least 10,000 feet. And we were at 2,000, well, not even 3,000 feet. So there we are. Aircraft is down. We'll just taxi it onto the grass and we'll get the engineers to have a look at that. Okay. Always put the avionics off first if you can. They're quite dodgy, these things, and then you pull the plug, because we don't want a surge to damage the avionics. Right, that's it. Switch is off. Thanks for watching.